Hey, welcome back to day 2 of the 3-day Copy to Cash Challenge. I'm John Benson, CEO of Benson AI, and today we're talking about all kinds of different copy you can use in Benson. We've covered emails, we've covered ads, you'll see a VSL, you'll see a website, but today we're going to talk about, or in this video rather, we're going to talk about advertorials. What is an advertorial? An advertorial is an article that's actually an ad. That's basically what it is. It is a way to get somebody in from traffic to something that will give someone information and get them to click over to your long form sales letter, long form VSL, video training, etc., etc. It's a way to disarm somebody by giving them really good information, but it's couched as an article. It's basically disguised as an article, and it's basically using the framework and persuasion patterns of an ad. So that's why they call it an advertorial. Okay, let's look at the long form advertorial. We have a short form as well. Short form you'd use if you would just want shorter copy, but longer form is actually a little harder, so we're gonna do the long form. That's going to be the tutorial for today. Okay, so let's dive in. So I'm gonna come over here, same thing I've been doing. I'm gonna select my blueprint, the very first thing that you do. I'm gonna select tap in memory for the college students and click advertorial long. Title it something I will remember. And it's asking me for a couple of things here. Now this is what's going to be really interesting here. The big idea. What is the big idea? It's the overriding angle of your sales letter campaign. So when they go to your sales letter, what's the big picture? What's the big thing, okay? Like the End of America is an example of a big idea that was Agora's $100 million VSL. The ball is not the bottom of a swing is a big idea for a friend of mine's golf offer. So those are the big ideas that compel someone to not only want to read more, but intrigue them all the way through the offer. Now in the future, Benson is gonna have a big idea generator for our pro members. That's not going to be for the standard members like this. This is going to be for pro members because it requires a lot more information. However, for now, here's what we can do. We're going to open this blueprint again. Click on Big Idea. And notice that you don't have a magic generator here, right? But what we're going to do is take the big idea from a new version of the lead hook. So I'm going to click this. Create magically, okay? The overnight memory boost, secret study trick. Okay, let's just use secret study trick. We just want to get an idea, okay? Give Benson an idea. I like that, so I just canceled it, paste it in here. Pretty simple, right? Come back over here. So that's my big idea. I can hit refresh, and that goes away. Offer price is the sale price you're offering to the public. Okay, I'm gonna say it's $49. Last name of the person providing a testimonial, because you already gave the first name a while ago. We already filled that in, so I'll say Smith. And here's the testimonial. Now I can. Okay, kind of funny. College students, remember? So you don't want to fake testimonials. I'm doing this because it's a fake offer, right? It's a demo. What is this new craze thing here? See the secret study trick captivating college students everywhere. Picture this, a college student desperately trying to remember information for exams, only met with frustration. As a fellow student, now this is written in the guise of a fellow student, okay? It's disheartening to witness people struggling with this. So I like where it's going, but it's too fancy. The language is a little too fancy. So I'm gonna get it, click regenerate. Okay? So now, notice it just gets a little simpler. It actually gave me a headline, which is kind of cool. Unveiling the craze, why secret study trick is captivating college students everywhere, okay? So I'm gonna keep this, a revolutionary approach to memory improvement, okay? So it's kind of an ad and it's kind of not. It's kind of an article, it's a little bit of a personal story. It's got all this stuff worked into it. I'm gonna save this, and what I'm gonna do is run the refiner, how real people talk. Because I want this to sound even more conversational, because again, now look at it. Imagine you're a college student trying hard to remember stuff for exams but feeling swamped by all the work. Seeing your friends struggle, right? Okay, I was that student once, pulling all-nighters, cramming like crazy. Notice it's pulling in all the stuff that we've told it before in creating this. I'm gonna replace this. And now I've got a little bit more human sounding copy, which is great. Then I can come in here and do anything I want to refine this, okay? No need for complex tricks. By the way, AI asks a lot of questions like, and guess what? I usually take it out. That's just as a pro copywriter tip. No need for complex tricks, overnight study marathons. As soon as I started using the guide, everything about how I studied changed. It flipped everything I thought I knew about memory upside down and opened up new interactive and fun ways to learn. Now, that's all good, and I think it'd be simpler. So I'm going to select this, select my refiner, kill the poet. Let's see what that does. You don't need tricky methods or all-night study sessions. Right when I began using the guide, the way I studied was totally transformed. Turned my old ideas about memorizing things completely on their head. You see how much more casual that sounds, how much more like human that sounds, for lack of better words? I'm going to replace that. And I might want to break all this up. It just depends on the formatting, but if I do, I can come in here and I can break it up. Create longer paragraphs. Each sentence a paragraph, each sentence a paragraph. So I could do this where each sentence is a paragraph. Pretty simple stuff, right? These are little things that I do to make things punchy, right? It's all completely up to you. It really is your baby here, okay? Now, why is it selling like crazy in the US? Now see, this is just good copy, okay? This is presupposition. This is an NLP technique called presupposition. It's like, why does it sell so well? Well, that just presupposes that you know it sells well. I've told you now that it sells well. Why is it selling like crazy? Great way to ask the question, right? Okay, video training, watch and learn at your own pace. It's by the way, it is completely pulling this out of the thin blue sky, okay? Because it doesn't know, because you haven't told it exactly what's in the course yet. So it's kind of saying, well, this is what I would put in the course. Of course, if you come in and put your course features, this will all change. But is it really worth all the hype? Notice, see how this is just walking someone right down a little line of saying a little bit more, a little bit more. This is like a mini sales letter, but it's couched in more of a personal story or an article. There's different ones, like this is called the new craze. I'm gonna save this one. There's another one called horror story that I do wanna show you, okay? Now, it's asking the same, help Benson stay focused on the topic. If there's a specific thing about memory that you want to focus on, this is where you want to tell Benson what it is. Just a specific thing. For example, in weight loss, I may focus on metabolism. I may focus on VO2 max. You see, I can get very specific, and that's what it's asking. Do you have anything really specific you want to focus on? If not, I could just leave it empty. So you can see, otherwise you can skip this. I can just skip it. But if I did have something I wanted to focus on, this is where I would put it. Okay. What's your offer? Is it an ebook, supplement, course? It's a video course. I told it that, but this ad needs to know it for some reason, so I just typed it in there. Click this. Okay, notice again, advertorials are usually written from the perspective of a user that you want to sell to. It's written from the perspective of your avatar, in other words. So this isn't me writing this, so I didn't just finish a class. This is a student recording this. Oftentimes, you could do this UCG, in other words, they could record it on their phone. You can also just write it as an article. I just finished my last class for today. My brain feels like mush. Okay, see, we're already off to the great start with copy here. It's been hours of lectures, note-taking, cramming. As a college student, my schedule leaves little room, taking breaks. It makes retaining information tough. It just tells a story. See, it tells a story and it sucks someone in through the story. I dread group projects, let alone setting for an exam, okay? It became quickly evident to everyone that it wasn't, I put on a confident face for my peers, but it was a lie, I wasn't doing it. But that's when I discovered what? The Brainy Student's Guide to Memory Mastery. The secret of this course is interactive memory exercise. So it just conversationally works this in, okay? Works this in, and this would take somebody to a longer form sales page. I love advertorials. These are the two models that work the best. New craze, the horror story. In other words, you want to create fear in one, something new and exciting in the other. Test both of these back to back. I think you'll find that you'll increase the number of clicks to your VSL or long form sales letter, and it's much more traffic friendly. So give this a shot. Okay. We're going to move on to writing an entire VSL, something I know a little bit about. I created VSLs in 2006, so I'm going to walk you through every step I use to create a VSL. We won't go into all the editing, but we're going to go through every little section of it. And there are dozens of frameworks for VSLs inside Benson, so I'm just going to pick one that I personally like, and we will see you in the next section. Thanks.